Welcome to the HappyPharmD podcast. Today I'm talking with Alex, and we're going to discuss the HappyPharmD Vivid Vision for December 31st, 2022. Welcome again, Alex.
Thanks for having me here, Chris.
No problem. Well, let's jump right in and give us a quick overview of your Vivid Vision for the HappyPharmD.
I feel like I don't communicate this enough. And for you, if you've followed me from the beginning or if you know anything about the HappyPharmD, we're a startup. So we have, we're scrappy. We don't have everything put together. And something that I like to do every once in a while is to write down my vision of the future, where I want to go. This is actually an exercise that we have a lot of our clients do to help them navigate their careers' next steps. This is something that we have our business clients do. And so I just think it's wise to probably write down what this vision is and to share it with you so that you have an understanding of like where we hope to be going as a company. So our vision, just kind of an overview, this is what is going to bring our future into the present. And that way we have clarity right now so we can take the best steps moving forward. And a vision is really just like what everything should look like, what it feels like, what it acts like. And it's usually just based on what you're doing right now, but projected into the future. So what I wrote down was that by December 31st, 2022, we've just had our best year ever in our company, and we're riding a major high. We just have helped 1,000 pharmacists get new and better jobs, advised or started 20 pharmacy businesses, and we have grown our coach team to 10 coaches.
Those are some big goals.
They're scary, but we've made progress on actually all of these things. So far this year, as of 2020, if you're listening to this in the future, it's May right now of 2020. And I think we have helped so far, I want to say like 120 people so far. I'd have to double check my numbers right now. I don't have them in front of me, but it's May, we've already done 120. My goal for this year is 500. Chris, you're very close in progress right now, being full-fledged part of the coach team. And we have, other people that we're working with as well to join. But in order for us to help 1,000 people, like we got to have 10 people. And as of right now, if you include myself, we have 5. Well, we're halfway there.
I was going to say, you're halfway there. That's not that far. Okay.
No.
2 or a year and a half to get there. So
if we're already at 120, we're already 10% there for that big dream. I think what's missing though is efficiency and strategy. That's one thing, Chris. I think you were part of our discussions as a coach team. We did the year ahead planning sessions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were doing that. When I did that exercise for our planning sessions, I wrote down that the word of my year for 2020 is refine. So much, when you're the founder of a company, you got to do everything from being the janitor to running the company. And I've learned just in the past few months, because of COVID and because of the quarantine and all this stuff, I've had to really force myself into different aspects of our company. And I've been hustling, man. I've been working hard last few months.
You've been running a marathon.
And it's all good stuff, but it's things that I know I need to delegate and I need to hand off to other people in order for us to reach these big audacious goals. And the second goal, advise 20 pharmacy businesses. We actually have started that. So we have right now, we have 3 official businesses that we're advising, growing, and starting. And this kind of fits into the bigger picture for the HappyPharmD, which is to inspire pharmacists to get better jobs so that they have the mental energy to go after a dream job like starting a company, so that in turn, they can hire more pharmacists. It's what we're doing here. It's why all of our coaches on our coach team are pharmacists. They're not just career coaches or generalists, but everyone here is a pharmacist. And it's because I want to employ pharmacists. I don't want to just hire people who don't understand our industry.
And with it, Alex, in terms of starting their own business or creating their own pharmacy business in general, currently, what percentage of pharmacists that we coach, that we see come through our doors, do you think are doing that instead of finding a new job, but instead creating their own job? What percentage would you say you see do that instead of just finding another pharmacy job?
That's a good question. I would have to say we are probably about 15% of the people that we serve want to build an actual business or already have a business and they're growing it. Right now, I have 2 clients that I'm helping on business. And actually, that's all I really do right now is just focus on business clients versus coaching careers. Got to hand it off to the team because my wife, Megan, was getting mad that I was coaching so many people. It's why we had to grow our team.
Yep.
Um,
Work-life balance. It's important.
yeah, holy cow. But something I've learned after talking with thousands of pharmacists is the majority of all of them have a desire to do something in the world of business. Like they have a desire for either financial freedom or lifestyle freedom, and they want to start something. So many people, they just don't have the mental or physical energy capacity to build a business while working at a bad job. So what I have seen, I think we've talked about this before, that many of the people we work with, they get into a new job and then all of a sudden they have that mental energy to go build a business. And so
Absolutely.
I think it would be just amazing to build an ecosystem where we have live trainings and conferences and retreats. Jackie Boyle, if you're listening to this, she's our head coach right now. She wants this so badly, and I want to make it happen as well, where we're creating an entire industry of pharmacists that are building businesses that employ pharmacists, because that's how we're going to fix this job crisis. So
Absolutely. What do you see with
the
that partner ecosystem that you're explaining there? Like what specifics do you see happening there over the next couple of years to reach that goal?
it's probably our most audacious part of this, because we're getting into like a financial aspect that I'm not trained in. I'll be honest with you. I'm a pharmacist. I'm not an MBA. I'm not a traditional background pharmacist person. But what we've developed so far is, for our 3 relationships so far, we have an ownership as a part of one business. We have where we're basically like a board member, or I should say I am a board member of this business, where we have an equity owner stake in the company. We're responsible for growth. We're responsible for bringing in sales, and we want, to see this company grow essentially to a 6-figure business. And then there's another partnership where we're basically like a revenue share, where we are helping them focus more on building the systems and marketing and advising on different aspects. And in turn, just kind of almost like an equal equity stake partnership. And my hope is that we really just get to play the role of advisors. Coaching is really, really fun. And I really enjoyed it as a part of my own side hustle career. I've been coaching since 2013, but what I've found really, really fulfilling is like a long-term relationship with clients that I've coached, and to be like someone who sits on, I don't want to think of it like I become their boss. I'm more like I have experience, I have a lot of wisdom because I've had a lot of failures, and I'm just able to impart that to them to help them grow their business faster and employ pharmacists as they already have. So it's exciting. It's scary. I don't know what the future holds, but we're going in that direction. And 3 out of 20, I guess that's an F.
Just a little bit. You're almost
But
there.
yeah, we're just building our portfolio. And I think I wrote it in my quarterly report. I publish a quarterly review of like what we've done and what we're working on. It's on LinkedIn, on the website. And, I shared that 2 opportunities recently come our way. And these are things that take a lot of time. It has to be the right fit, and we have to mesh well. And I don't know what the future holds on it, and who knows, but it's a dream of ours to be a company that not just helps people, get better jobs, but to be a company that actually creates them is pretty wild.
Well, I mean, I think that's a wonderful idea, and just to try and encourage that, to create your own job, especially with the job market being so saturated right now. It's scary, and with all the new grads and pharmacy schools, more and more graduates coming every year. It's just limiting the amount of job opportunities that are out there unless you're creating it. So I think that's an awesome idea. And on top of the coaching, I think we're also, for anyone out there who is curious, what kind of training do we offer as well through the HappyPharmD? And what kind of training do you see adding over the next few years?
Well, we have, our flagship career development products that are out there, and they help people, figure out, firstly, what career path do I want to choose? What do I want to get into? What makes me a unique candidate for that position so that I can stand out from the market? And then making sure that your application and everything a part of the job search process is, backed up. I don't think we're going to change that at all. we continuously improve on our courses because we're in the literature. We read the journals of career development and career assessment, and so we're constantly bringing in the latest research to make the course better. If anything, I think where I see ourselves expanding is into certain career pathways, and fleshing out what those specifically look like. So, for example, we just did a partner launch with Brittany Hoffman Eubanks's course, or excuse me, her business Banner Medical, and we now teach people essentially how to get into medical writing without getting another degree or another certification. We teach the art and the science of medical writing, how to create compelling content, and then the business of it as well. If you want to make it a side hustle or a career path, I mean, either one is possible because of how fluid it is in medical writing. It's more of a gig economy than it is being a pharmacist. And so I think we're building more, pathways to expand what pharmacists can do. There's really no end to the amount of topics that what a pharmacist can do. And I think most people just think, well, I'm a pharmacist and no one really values me because I don't have a residency or whatever. But truth is, like, there's no end the amount of things that you can pitch to businesses to be valuable. And so I suppose we're not really building out our own career topics, but we are looking for partners to be our subject matter experts on certain career paths. And we're developing a few of those now in the future, and you'll be seeing them from us probably in our newsletter and stuff. But if you've been following us any amount of time, you've definitely seen the medical writing adventure we've recently jumped into, and people are already seeing success there, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, you gained a lot of traction too, quite a bit of interest in that as well, which is, it's amazing how many pharmacists are so interested in trying to find either a side hustle on top of what they're already doing, or possibly starting a new business.
It's funny because, I'll be just transparent. I really don't like the internet marketing game. In order to be a business, you have to market, right? You have to throw your name out there. Otherwise, who's going to care? And I don't like the idea of being a company that says, we're going to show you how to make $1,000 more a month. And that's what our clients do when we coach them on business. I mean, a lot more than that. But as soon as you start selling that as the avenue, I don't think I would want to run a company that's trying to teach people just how to run a business, simply because I feel like that dream is empty. As someone who has bought courses and, trying to learn like how to build an Amazon seller system, I did that like 2012. One of the problems I don't like about it is that it's not validated. So just the idea that you have an opportunity before you doesn't mean you're going to excel at it. I'm not systems oriented. I'm not someone who really thrives in that. And so I wouldn't recommend, if you're like that, to do that business model because I'm not gifted towards it. One of the reasons why I like our coaching system so much is because we focus on what are you great at? Where does that fit in the marketplace? Because there's other people out there selling certain career paths as the ticket for pharmacists. And guess what? That, in my opinion, not good, because not everyone should go down a certain career path. Not everyone should be a medical writer. It does take a certain kind of person with certain talents and abilities. And we make sure we tell people that before they invest anything into a course. If you're an awful writer, you're not going to be good at this,
Well, I feel like that's kind of where the coaching comes into play, right? I mean, you can start with the trainings and maybe help determine potentially what direction you may want to take. But I feel like that's one of the biggest benefits of a coach is they're not really telling you what to do. They're kind of helping you guide that journey into determining what is it I'm good at, what would I enjoy the most, and how can I get there quicker? I think it's just, in terms of, at the end of the day, it's all about enjoying what you do. It's not always about the paycheck. It's not, it's work-life balance is super important. So I feel like that's a lot of times it's what our coaches are definitely trying to help each person with.
And we want to make you more money too. Sure.
Of course.
Yeah, when you think about like the vision for our company, people, if I was to claim we want to help 1,000 people get jobs in a retail chain store, like no one's gonna be thrilled about that accomplishment because things are bad right now in chains. But if I was to claim, we helped 20 pharmacists build 7-figure businesses by the end of 2022, I mean, that's going to speak for itself. So our I think it's time to talk about our BHAG. What do you think?
I would love for you first to explain what that stands for our listeners, quick.
If you
They may
haven't
be
heard
like,
of
what is that?
BHAG, yeah, BHAG stands for Big Hairy Audacious Goal. It's a commonly used term in goal setting seminars and stuff, and it basically is something that is so outlandish, but you never know. One of my first coaches ever used to tell me, you should aim for the moon, but if you miss, you'll at least land in the stars. Lost in space, I presume, but you're at least aiming for something big. And I wrote down that my big, hairy, audacious goal is to invest in an overseas property that can serve as a retreat site, a VIP conferences, company owned, and it allows any contractor to stay for a vacation or employee to stay for a vacation.
I love that goal.
As a coach, you should. Yeah, right. I think it's just because we value lifestyle freedom, right? I mean, you and I are talking on a Saturday right now. You have another job, and it's important to me that everyone who works for me is doing the work they love. They're pharmacists, that you could work from wherever, whenever you want. And if you wanted to work from the Bahamas for a month because you have a tele job and you want to coach people from there too, hey, check it out. Head out down there for a month and then spend the next month living it up. I don't know where though. Do you have a place, Chris, that you'd like to live?
For a month?
Yeah.
Honestly, I love, last time we went there, I love Paris. I thought it was so cool there, but it would have to be in the summertime when the weather's good, to be honest.
Yeah, Paris is kind of during
Too,
the rest of the year.
yeah, well, we went there in the summer, and that's when most people there usually are on vacation or holiday, they
Mm,
call it. So
yeah.
when we were there, it was dead. So like you could literally just walk wherever you wanted to, and I really loved it there. So I'd like to go back when there's not many people there and it's quiet and the weather's still nice. I really
Mm.
enjoyed it there, to be honest. But there's plenty of places if you want to go more tropical. Bahamas would be awesome. Brazil would be pretty cool. Something
I
like
was
that.
looking, I forgot where it was exactly, somewhere in the Caribbean area. You could buy an island for $300,000. That's a sweet deal. And I was like, oh man, they didn't have a house. So that's why I was a little bit,
Yeah, that's a little.
little hesitant. I'd kind of like there to be, a physical building if we were to buy something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, to buy that, holy cow, that would be just amazing. Big
You
dreams
could just put
here.
a nice little tent there and you'll be okay.
No, I'd like indoor plumbing.
All right.
My wife calls me a baby because she likes camping and stuff, and I'm like, you can't beat a flushable toilet. Like there's nothing
I'm not a big
from
fan
the
of camping
woods.
either, so I hear you. Or at least if you have the access to a.
I think the butterfly effect of our company will be the millions of people that we reach. If by 2022 we change 1,000 pharmacists' lives by helping them get into better jobs, it's going to create a crazy thing. It will cause their family lives to be changed. That's the biggest thing that we get in our testimonials from people, is that they get out of the job they were into something better or into a dream job, and their energy changes about them. It happened to you, right? I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I kind of told you that right away, actually. I was just like, give me some more projects to do now. Actually, I'm not exhausted, after work, or I'm not, not looking forward to work like I was before, where I was just drained mentally and physically. And I was like, I think what was it, maybe a month or two after I started my new job at the time. I think I told
yeah.
you I was ready for more.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's what we want to happen with everyone. I mean, when you change your life that much, that drastically, I mean, everyone around you is affected, and it's going to change their lives because of it. And in turn, I mean, not just their lives, but, who else now is going to be influenced because of that positive energy? It's going to be the patients who are influenced by their work and have been saved, or their money's saved so that they could go on a vacation with their grandparents, or who knows what's going to happen, but the ripple effect of what we do is going to influence millions. And that, to me, does get me excited. Maybe not as, I mean, I'm a human, I'm selfish. Look, I want an island in Japan that I own. Who knows if it'll happen, but the million of ripple effect of our work, it's going to happen. And what I'm hoping for you, the listener, is that, sure, maybe this seems audacious and outlandish, but if you've got a big dream, if you've got something crazy, audacious that you want to see happen, I'd love for you to check out our vision. It's going to be on our website. We'll put a link in the description for this podcast episode so that you can check it out, and maybe it inspires you about what you're able to do. And if you're a pharmacist, maybe you do want to start a business and you do want to hire other pharmacists and change their lives. I hope that we got to be a part of that journey, even if it's just inspiring you to dream a little bit bigger. So this is our vision. I think 2021, we should do another episode where we kind of assess where we're at, and then it'd be awesome to do one at the end of 2022, and I just keep it going from there, because this train ain't stopping, baby. We're gonna keep going.
I think the goal, Alex, should be that you want to increase those numbers at the end of 2021.
I hope so. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But I need people like you. I need more coaches. I need more people to help me with everything, because I'm learning as I grow this vision. I continue to find the holes in my leadership of where I am just sucking it up. And it's strategy and execution. And so we're working on now, we're elevating and delegating to our team to step into new and bigger, broader roles. And it's exciting. I'm just excited that we have this vision now in print. This is the first time I really wrote everything down in one place for anyone to access. And so I hope it inspires you, the listener. Dream big, and hey, let me know. Send us a speak pipe if you got a question, right? We have that on the podcast page. If you go there at podcast, you can ask any question to us, and Chris and I would love to answer those over our podcast.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate you sharing your vivid vision for the HappyPharmD, and I look forward to assessing it in 2021.